Welcome back to another episode of the Next Level Minds podcast. My name is Chris Chapman, and I am your host. If this is your first time tuning in, and this is a podcast dedicated to those who want to reach a next level in their faith, family, fitness, finances, and embrace the American freedoms that we have in this great country. If this is your first time tuning in, we do have a big mission here, and it's truly to impact over 1 million people. So if you have not done this already, please take the time to subscribe to Next Level Minds on Apple Podcast. Share this episode with a family member, friend, or colleague. And if you're really feeling special, leave a review on Apple Podcast and let me know what you think of the recent episode. Now, today, what we're going to be talking about is a solo episode ran by yours truly, going over the learning lessons behind doing the 24-hour mile challenge, which is 1 mile every hour for 24 hours. Now, I've already shared a couple of these on Instagram, but I do want to expand some of the context behind them in the hopes and the wishes that you all take some of these learning lessons and implement them into your own life. And I think first and foremost, I had a lot of people ask me, why are you doing this? And I posted this on my Instagram while I was doing it, but just to resurface the reasons why I did this. Number one, I think you should always be challenging yourself to get to the next level in life. And I had a CEO that I used to work for, my first job out of college, super great guy, very, very, very successful. And he used to say, if you're not growing in life, you're dying. And the point of him saying that was, if you're not always trying to grow and challenge yourself and strive to new levels in the areas that are important to you, which for me, fitness is one of those, then you're dying. And I think if you look at anybody who's great, you know, they would agree with that comment as well. The Nick Sabans, the Tom Bradys, the Kobe Bryants, RIP, of the world, if you were to ask those individuals their thoughts on that quote, they would definitely agree with you as well. And so first and foremost, you should always be challenging yourself. The second thing is just having the opportunity to meet highly successful people, not only from this podcast, but my previous job was advertisement sales, and I got to interview a lot of different CEOs and executives and business owners as well outside of the Next Level Minds podcast, and just general networking with very high level performers in all walks of life. And sometimes people ask me, hey, you've been fortunate to meet all these highly successful people. What's the one trait that they have? And the one trait that I believe that they all have, and I'm sure they would agree with this as well, is they are extremely disciplined in their life. And in order to build a successful life, you need to have discipline. And how do you build discipline? You build discipline by doing the things you don't want to do over and over, as in going for that 15-mile run, as in doing that second workout of the day, as in instead of waking up at 6 a.m., you wake up at 4 a.m. Instead of insert blank here, you do the hard task over and over and over until you just become somebody who's disciplined. And discipline can fade. I know after I did 75 hard, I was extremely disciplined while I was doing it. And I know that I was extremely disciplined right after. And then there was like a couple week time period. And I will say I was very early into my new baby at the time. So I was just all over the place, but I could tell my discipline was starting to slip a bit. I was still going to the gym, still working out, but I was not near as disciplined as I was when I was doing 75 hard. And I realized, well, discipline is like a knife. You always have to keep it sharp. And in order to stay disciplined, you always got to be doing tasks to get you to the next level, doing things you don't feel like doing that are going to get you closer to your ideal life. And then I did it on Good Friday because Good Friday was the day that Jesus was brutally crucified to save us from our sins. Because of him, we have eternal life in heaven for those who believe in him. And of course, him being brutally sacrificed on the cross, he went through unimaginable pain and suffering. So figured, you know what, why don't use Good Friday, and why don't I put myself through some pain and suffering? Although nowhere near the amount that he went through, I figured running 1 mile every hour for 24 hours with very, very little sleep, on top of a full work day with meetings and sales pitches, on top of just living a normal life of being with my family and helping take care of my baby and all that stuff, I'm going to do that. And it was a very difficult task, and I'm here to share some of the learning lessons. If you don't follow me on Instagram, Chris Chap, I did post a pretty cool reel walking through running all these miles. I'm not the best at reels, so it took me forever. But anyway, I digress. So first and foremost, my first learning lesson was when you decide to do something, commit to it 100%. Ask yourself, how many things in your life have you said, I'm going to commit to this? And then maybe the first couple of weeks you've been extremely committed, and then a month goes by, 3 months, 6 months, etc., and you're given a 90% effort, 80% effort, 70% effort, 50% effort, and the next thing you know, you're just kind of fading off from doing this particular thing. And when you commit 100%, you can expect 100% of the outcomes that you want. It may just take a long time. However, if you commit 90%, 50%, 40%, think about it, you're only going to get 50%, 90%, whatever percent effort that you're giving, you're only going to get that back in your results. So whether you're committing to a new fitness routine, whether you're committing to faith, reading the Bible every day, whether you're committing to hitting certain levels in your career or your business, commit to it 100%, no matter what, no matter how you feel. Second thing was proper planning prevents poor performance. Planned out my food, my hydration, my rest. I figured out, what am I going to eat? So this was like a week or two before I went to the grocery store and figured out, okay, I need this, I need this, I need this. So I bought the food, figured out, okay, I need this much electrolytes. I probably need this much water. Honestly, it was just going on ChatGPT and explaining this challenge and explaining my goals with it and coming up with some sort of like meal plan that I could do while I'm doing this. So same with your business and your career. You need a plan. If you want to hit certain goals in your business and career, you need a plan of, okay, when am I going to invest the time? What's my calendar going to look like? Your calendar should be matching your goals. Who am I going to surround myself with? What are my daily habits going to be? What are the things that I'm not going to do that's going to hold me back? I have on my work calendar on Monday mornings and Friday afternoons, I have it blocked off just for planning. I'm planning out my book of business. I'm planning out when clients renew. I'm planning out new things with prospects. I'm planning out my growth goals, my renewal goals. I'm planning out how much money I want to make this month. I'm planning out how I'm going to make that happen. And I think planning is an extremely important part. And I do that with other areas of my life too. I plan out, okay, this month I want to get X amount of workouts done. I want to invest X amount of money. I want to do this. I want to do this. I'm planning out how exactly I'm going to do that. But I will caveat that proper planning prevents poor performance, but proper planning without taking action, going back to that first one, commitment is worth nothing. So for those of you who are big planners, that's great. But keep in mind, you also have to take action after coming up with a plan. You could have the best possible plan in the entire world, but if you don't take any action, then unfortunately, it's not worth anything. Third thing is surround yourself with people that you can learn from and who will encourage you towards your goals and to strive towards success. I had individuals on Instagram who are much better runners than I am. I'm talking doing 50 milers, 100 milers, 200 milers plus. These are ultra marathon runners. Someday maybe I will do that, but they gave me a lot of tips on hydration and they were just encouraging me to keep going because they're following along on my Instagram story. And it dawned on me that the road to success can be very lonely. The road to success, sometimes it feels like nobody gets you, nobody understands your goals or your mission or your vision. And I think surrounding yourself with individuals who are on the right path that you are, who maybe are neck and neck with you so that you can talk through what's working, what's not working, how's everything going with their goals. Then I also think surrounding yourself with people who are 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 plus years ahead of you so that you can have them kind of be on the lookout and say, hey, here's what to avoid. Here's what worked for me. Oh, you're dealing with this situation, year 5 of your business. I remember doing that as well. So I think it's equally important to surround yourself with people who are going to level you up. I've shared this verse multiple times before, but Proverbs says, iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. That verse holds extremely true in a lot of different areas in life. And then I think fourth and final is don't be afraid to keep going when you have some pain. There was miles 15 through 18. I was just hitting a wall because I was just frankly really tired mentally because, again, I was having a full work day with client meetings, sales pitches, planning out stuff. It was a very mentally taxing day on top of, I think I slept 3 hours because I went to bed at like 9 p.m., woke up at like right before 12 a.m. And then I've been running the whole night pretty much. And I was just extremely mentally exhausted. But I ended up pushing through that pain. Shout out to my wife. She made me a great smoothie and, got hydrated, sat down, rested a little bit, kind of just responded to some emails rather than like pretty taxing work. And I was like, okay, let me reset. And ultimately that helped me out a lot. So if you're dealing with a tough time, a tough moment, a tough situation in life, whether it's something like a workout or if it's something much more serious, like, whatever that may be, then I challenge you to work through it, push through it, and pray about it. It's going to get better on the other side. Just keep pushing through. But that is all my learning lessons. Like I said, these solo episodes are pretty short and sweet. Just wanted to hop on and share 3 and then a bonus 4th learning lesson behind the 24-hour mile challenge. So if this stuck out to you, feel free to share it with a family member, friend, or colleague. If you want to know more about these learning lessons, connect with me on Instagram at ChrisChapChap. Other than that, I hope y'all have a great week ahead, and thanks again for tuning in.